All right, welcome everybody to Third Life Crisis and our review today of Halo Campaign Evolved. Before we get to our Campaign Evolved review, a couple housekeeping notes. Upcoming shows, next week we are going to do my 10 games to get to know me, so get excited about that. Then the week after, we're going to do 007 First Light.
Yes.
As a video game book club. So if any of you are interested in chatting about that with us, that will be in a couple weeks from now.
I'm excited about that one.
Yeah.
I've heard such good things about that game that I'm pretty excited to play it.
Yes.
You haven't started yet?
I haven't started it. I've been playing. I wanted to start Control recently
That's
to
right.
get ready for Control Resonant coming out next month, which
right.
I don't know if we were also going to do that for a book club game.
It was on our
So,
list.
Yeah.
I might have jumped the gun and just done those out of order.
That's good.
But Control has been really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, I'll probably start that this week then.
Cool.
Cool.
Also, yesterday we went to a Magic the Gathering pre-release event for The Hobbit.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Oh yeah. No, dude, I mean this was the one that I had to bully Nate into going with me because we've gone to all the other ones that Nate has like brought up and has invited us to.
And then the one that Nate was like, I don't really care about the Hobbit.
yeah,
I'm not going.
Well, it's just an IP thing for me. I just am not the hugest fan of The Hobbit. I really
Yeah.
like playing Magic. I love pre-release events. I
Yeah.
love making decks. I think that's a ton of fun. I love being
you?
there.
What?
Do you?
That
No,
is
but see,
crazy talk.
Here's the thing. I love
The one
I like-
person who refuses
I like
to build
buying-
a deck with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like buying pre-made decks. is what you
I like buying pre-made decks, and I like sealed. I like
Yeah,
drafting,
okay.
and I
Oh,
like
yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
what is not sealed or not
The-
drafting?
Pre.
I don't know.
Are you talking about pre-release?
Yeah, just
Or
when
about, like-
you because
Yeah.
there's the drafting method, and then there's another one where you just get packs and you just make your deck.
Oh, I don't
Is that
know.
just
I
called
don't know
sealed?
what the difference
Okay,
is,
I
but yeah.
I like doing those. I don't want, and I guess let me explain, and this will give you an insight into who I am. Growing up in high school in my AP writing classes, I would much rather have gotten a pop quiz writing assignment where it's like in class you're writing for 90 minutes and turn it in than, hey, you have a writing assignment due in 3 weeks. Go and write it.
That's interesting.
I had people in my class who were like, "Oh, I hate the pop quiz writing assignments." I'm like, "Those are the best."
You're
Because
like, I get it out of the way.
get it out of the way.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh.
here for a short time. I do it, and even if I don't get the best grade on it, it's
Here for a
done.
short time, not a good time.
Yes, I guess.
In that scenario.
I'm here for a short time so that the rest of my time can be a good time.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wow.
So that's partly how I feel about building a deck.
Yeah.
Is I love when we have done draft nights and when we've done stuff like that, I have a ton of fun because it's like, hey, we have 30 minutes to build a deck and then you're going to play.
That's just the most expensive way to do it because you have to get new packs every time.
But that's what the pre-release is.
I know, but I'm just saying like that. It just means that like if you're not building your own deck and you're only playing when you're opening new packs, that's the most expensive way to play.
That's true.
I bet
That's
it's a competitive thing for you, because you know that if you tried really hard to build a good deck, you would totally get the floor wiped with you. So you just have the excuse that, oh, this is not my fault. These are the cards I was dealt, so I'm going to make this deck.
It
and get
does
wrecked
take
anyway.
the emotional weight off of my shoulders. a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's true.
No, I mean there's something to like I was talking to Sarah about if I were to like go play Magic at one of those places on a
yeah.
night that they're just playing Magic, and I'm like, no, people are building those decks,
Yeah.
and I would not last.
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
I would just, I would get slaughtered. I'd have the floor wiped with me, and that's
No.
not what I'm going to do.
Exactly. Go ahead.
Well, no, just that, like, yeah, they're going to have their decks that are just annoying that they can win with.
Yeah.
I want to play where it's a fun game.
No,
Yeah.
and that's exactly how I feel with Sealed, because it's like, hey, nobody has been working on this deck for 6 months.
Right.
It's everybody's here. You have
Yeah.
45 minutes to open your packs and build your decks, and
Yeah.
then you play. And that is, it
You're
is
absolutely
definitely the more expensive way to do it.
Yeah.
I just am going
is
to enjoy
fun.
myself more doing
And,
it.
No,
And
absolutely.
it's fun to open the packs and
Yeah.
find new cards. Like
Yeah.
that's fun.
That's what you're talking about. It was initially why Magic was something I didn't want to do, because I played with somebody who's like, I have this sick deck that I've been working on.
Yeah.
Here's one of my random decks and play with me. So I'm like, sure, this is my first time playing. And he's like, I had like one turn before he was like, bump, 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 and he
Yeah.
destroyed me.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I'm never playing this game. And you're crazy for liking this game.
And that's
He just
for
wanted to show you
he
up.
did.
Yeah.
No, it was
that's
ridiculous.
for people who want to put their time into min-maxing everything
Yes.
in their
Yeah.
deck, and that's just not the kind of person that I am.
Yeah.
So
No,
Yeah, for sure.
absolutely.
Yeah, I don't have the energy for that either. But
No.
but in any case, I really want to do The Hobbit because I love The Hobbit. Like I grew up with a lot of Lord of the Rings. When I was young, my dad would read The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings to
That's
us,
cool.
and I have like vivid recollections of him reading The Hobbit, and especially like the scene with the trolls, and like doing different voices for the trolls and stuff. Anyways, so and The Hobbit's a different one because it was written as a kid's book, and so it's. You read it back now, and some of it is kind of silly, and it's just like not. I don't know. Like I can see why people wouldn't love it as much now, but I read it as a kid's book when I was a kid. So.
Yeah. If I can again assimilate it to something in my life, it's I never went to Disneyland growing up.
Yeah.
And I went to Disneyland, gosh, 10 years ago. That's
Okay.
wild.
Wow.
I went to Disneyland for the first time 10 years ago, and I was like, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And I
Yep.
think that I love your story there, and I feel like if I had something like that, I would love The Hobbit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
reading it for the first time as a 31-year-old, I was like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like it
You
doesn't
even
hit
had
those
Andy
notes.
Serkis read it to you.
He's
Whoa.
really good.
Yeah.
He's really good.
yeah.
Is that the Audible version? Is
Yeah.
Andy Serkis? That's
Yeah.
cool.
Well, it was on Libby.
yeah.
Or yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, they got Andy Serkis to do a version. So, anyways, it was fun.
Yeah.
Like I had a lot of fun playing. I agree with you. Like I'm still not as intense as a lot of people there, but going and doing the pre-releases, especially for like an IP that you really like, it was fun for me to like go through
Well,
those cards and see some stuff.
And
so.
it's even more special how many awesome cards you got this particular one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which is
Colin
great.
drew a haul.
yeah,
yesterday.
yeah, I got pretty lucky, and
And
then
you almost went 3-0.
I
Yeah.
almost went 3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I wasn't satisfied, and I still paid $20 to someone for
For a
because
book
they
cover,
had
that was
these
sick.
they had these like sick looking like book cover style cards.
Tattered cover type
Yeah,
Yeah.
that just looks so freaking cool. And so they had like Thranduil, the Elven King, was one that someone had, and he's like, "Yeah, I'd sell it to you for $20 because that was what it was worth." And so I was like, "Yeah, sure." Like, what the heck? I really want one of these, so I might as well. But then I was looking through all the other ones last night, and they all look so cool. I'm like, man, if I had like, it would probably cost several $100 to get all
All
of
the
them.
book ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, if I had like several $100 to blow, sure, I would do it and just like have them, but I probably shouldn't.
and see, I think that is also one thing. It keeps me the lack of desire I have to actually build a deck
Keeps you from
me from
spending more.
spending more.
Ooh,
because it's
that
like,
would be a problem.
yeah, because it's like if I'm doing pre-release events and if we're doing occasional draft nights, I'm spending money on that. But like if I let myself get to the level of hooked like that, where it's
Yeah.
like I want the full art card of Donatello the
Yeah.
mechanic or whatever, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, oh, that card's
That's-
$70.
Dude,
See, and
it's a
that's more a
struggle.
collection thing for me
Yes,
than like
yeah.
necessarily wanting to put those into a deck. And that collection thing is only relevant in an IP that I love.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Which
I
fits
don't
with The
know.
Hobbit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. So,
Yeah.
anyways, cool stuff. It was fun.
It was
Yeah.
really fun.
It was
Yeah.
a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Everyone here joined for a Hobbit Magic the Gathering
Yeah.
conversation. So
Yeah. Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks for being a part of that.
Yeah.
Welcome to the universe of Magic the Gathering and The Hobbit.
yeah,
Now for the
Switching universe.
switching universe to the Halo universe, which is a very different universe from The Hobbit.
Way different.
Even though they both have H's and O's in them.
Holy cow. man.
Whoa.
Whoa.
wow.
H's and O's.
Gonna have to take a break from that.
My mind just exploded.
yeah.
Halo Campaign Evolved. Halo Campaign Evolved was developed by Halo Studios, a newly formed Halo Studios.
Right.
To give a little bit of history there, Colin, I don't know if you're aware of this. Halo originally was developed by Bungie.
Mm-hmm.
Then, and Spencer, you might know this, you might not. I don't think the IP was sold to 343, or if it just was transferred to 343.
Oh, I was doing research this morning, and I guess I thought it was sold.
Okay, to 343 Studios, and
Okay.
Bungie started to do Destiny.
Yeah.
Right.
Then 343 has been in charge of Halo since Halo 4.
Right.
And so they did Halo 4, Halo 5, Halo Infinite.
So 343
They-
was the one that got bought by Xbox, Microsoft. I would.
No. Bungie was an in-house Xbox thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
and so
yes.
then Bungie spun off.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
that makes sense.
they
That
wanted to
makes
be
sense.
independent.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. The first game that
They wanted to be
343
independent, so they started making games for PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. 343's first game after they were handed the reins was actually Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. That was their first thing, which was
the
interesting.
remaster.
Was the
Oh,
remaster.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, which kind of I thought it was 4 too, but I just was looking at the timeline and I'm like,
Oh, and this is kind of a weird circular thing where 343, even though, from my
Yeah.
understanding, the bare bones are still 343 as Halo Studios, but their first game as Halo
is
Studios
another
is another
interesting.
remaster. Or
Yeah,
remake.
that's funny. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, interesting. But yes,
Was the quality did the quality feel like it dropped off between the transfer between Bungie and 343?
That is a great question. I
That
think
is.
we should talk about this at some point, if not now, because I
Let's
have a
get
lot
to
of
that
thoughts
later.
on that.
Okay, I have
That's
thoughts
a
on
great
that
question.
too.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Because there definitely is a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll get to that though.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
okay.
yeah.
Such a good question.
That
It
is a
really
good
is.
question.
Thanks, Colin. Wow, good question.
It was published by Xbox, released July 28th, so a couple weeks ago at this point. Here's some really interesting things. Metacritic, 81. User recommendation, 5.7.
From what I've been seeing, I'm not very surprised.
Yeah,
For just when
Sure.
things I've been seeing.
people are mad that you can sprint. So
Oh,
We'll get to that. OpenCritic, 82, and then 86% of critics recommend. So a big gap between the user recommendation in Metacritic and the critic recommendation in OpenCritic. Kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
yeah.
The Steam description, Halo Campaign Evolved is a faithful yet modernized remake of Halo Combat Evolved's campaign, rebuilt from the ground up. And that is all you really need to know about the game.
Yep.
I think we'll just go full spoilers. This game
It's
is
a
25 years old.
yeah. If you haven't played it, it's your fault. Just
Well, that's
just
true
like
because I
me.
guess this is the first
It's like people being upset about the Odyssey being spoiled for them. It's like
It's
you've
a-
had hundreds of years.
of years.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, to be fair, I've only been alive for 30 of those. So
you've had 30 years.
yeah.
no excuses.
So this was not a exact one-to-one remake. This had fairly different dialogue,
Yes.
many different cutscenes, but the core gameplay outside of two things that we'll talk about and the core story are the exact same.
Yep.
You play as Master Chief, who is a Spartan soldier. You get brought into the Pillar of Autumn, which is a spaceship. This is all taking place in the far future, and I guess not far future.
22,552.
Okay, far future.
So pretty
I
far.
mean,
Yeah.
but
And you basically are being attacked by this other alien race called the Covenant. You find this Halo. You go on the Halo. You think that one thing is happening on the Halo. It's really kind of not, but it still kind of is. And then you are ambushed by yet another alien race called the Flood. And your job is to basically destroy the Halo and destroy the Flood with it.
yep.
That's kind of the main plot story of the game. But really, Halo is about, in my opinion, just goofing
Male.
off with your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had a great time with that. My history with Halo, growing up, I wasn't allowed to play Halo. My older brothers would play Halo. Like during lunch, my brothers would come home from high school with their friends, and they would play Halo multiplayer for way longer than they should have been.
Wait, so you weren't allowed to, but your brothers were?
It was one of my older, especially my oldest brother, has an interesting history with my parents.
Yeah.
and they couldn't really rein him in. So he kind of did what he wanted. And so yeah, like they would come home for lunch, they would play. I would sit there just hoping upon hope that one of them would be like, "Oh, Nate, do you want to play?" And I'd be like, "Yes, of course."
Absolutely
Never happened.
not.
Oh
That
yeah,
will
I mean,
never
like, I
happen.
guess I will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Never happened. And so I grew up having to go to my friend Brad's house to play Halo. B-Rad G. And we would play all the time. We would play the campaign multiple times. We would play multiplayer. We would play with his older brother. The amount of fights that we got in for screen cheating or
Mm-hmm.
any of that kind of thing just is a very, very core piece of my
Yeah.
growing up.
Yep.
We played Halo 1, 2, and 3, but most of my growing up was with 3.
Yeah.
So I played Halo 1 multiple times, but this was not my bread and butter.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, actually, it was almost identical to yours. My older brother also played because my parents couldn't really rein him in, but but I never really watched him because he would play it somewhere else. You know, he'd play with his friends at their house. But my cousins played it. They were the cool ones that had all the cool stuff. So they probably introduced me to Halo. I begged my parents to play this game because my argument was always, it really shouldn't be rated M. The first one maybe, but the rest of them weren't that bad. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, it's not like Call of Duty, you know? And so I think we finally convinced them by saying that we're shooting aliens.
Yep.
And it's
Yep.
that's okay
Yeah.
because
As long as
not
they're
human.
aliens, it's fine.
Exactly. But
You see maybe where we got to where we are today.
Yes.
yeah. But then it was Halo Reach from our earlier episodes. Halo Reach was my favorite game. But I played Halo 1 probably 3 or 4 times, and then and I played the anniversary too.
Yep.
But yeah, so this was core for me. I absolutely loved Halo growing up.
Yeah. Yeah, I did not play Halo at all growing up. As I mentioned before, I was a Nintendo kid, so that's what I played. My friend that I played a lot of games with had a PlayStation, not an Xbox, so I played PlayStation games, but Halo was never in there. I played Halo. I might have picked it up once or twice at a random place, but I don't really remember playing Halo until college and playing at your apartment
Yep.
and doing multiplayer, playing Griffball, screaming at each other. Andrew bringing a trash bag full of donuts
Yeah.
back to the apartment. That's that's a
Trash
core
bag.
memory.
Yes.
Yeah, because he had been working somewhere and they had an event and they had a bunch of donuts left over, so he had just put them all in a trash bag and
Brought him back.
and
Wow.
brought him back
Yeah,
for us.
that's a
and
homie.
so yeah.
That's
So
really cool.
we were about to be done that night, and then he comes in with a trash bag full of donuts, and we're like, all right. And so we stayed up for like another couple of hours
Eating
eating
donuts
donuts and
playing
playing
Halo.
Halo, playing Griffball.
Heck yeah.
So that's my first memory playing Halo. And then I remember a couple years later when we were also living next door to each other,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, going over to your place. And I don't remember, I think it might have been the Halo 3 campaign that we played through. But I don't remember exactly. I don't remember a ton of it,
Yeah.
but I do remember playing Halo with you, I'm pretty sure. So
Yep.
But you didn't beat it. It was just like a few.
no,
missions?
I think we beat it.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to say it was Halo 4.
Okay, maybe
but
it was Halo 4.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely don't know. So it was one of
Halo
them.
4. That's a bummer.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll get into that.
I have,
later.
I have thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. keep going.
No. Just so this was definitely like my first time really playing Halo. I mean, apart from that one, like I think where I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. Definitely my first time playing Halo 1. So yeah, definitely a different experience for me. But
Yeah. What were y'all's thoughts coming into it? Colin, you kind of just touched on it,
Yeah.
but Spencer, having played it a bunch before, having played the remastered edition, knowing, hey, there is sprinting in this one, and there's aiming down sights with some of the guns that didn't
yeah.
have it before. Like,
Yeah, true.
what
you
were
didn't
your
have aiming down sights?
You had the
for-
pistol.
You had the pistol and the
sniper.
sniper.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But the assault rifle was just binoculars.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't really I saw the announcement that it was coming out, and I said I initially was like, well, frick, another remake. We've already got Halo 1 anniversary. We've got 2 anniversary. And my thought was they're going to make a third, and it's like we're back to the first one. Like I was initially
We've also
a little bit
got
upset.
the Master Chief Collection.
And we have the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
I think I'll talk a little bit more about this later, but initially that was my thought. I was just I was a little bit bummed. Not for the stuff you're talking about, like the sprinting. I could care less. I'm glad that you can aim down sights and everything. I was excited to play with you guys because Halo, as long as they didn't change anything with the gameplay, I knew it was going to be fun. Like it's friendly fire, all that stuff is always a blast.
Yeah.
So, I was excited to do this review, this playthrough, but the idea of another remaster, I was bummed.
Well, I remember bringing it up with you guys and saying that I was interested in playing it, and you guys kind of said like, I don't know if I'll play it.
Yeah.
And then you guys only decided to do it when we decided to like play it all together.
Yeah.
Which is another awesome thing. I love that we were able to play with you for the first time.
Yeah.
So, and I hope we play more Halo and the other campaigns. But yeah.
And that, honestly, my answer to the question is exactly that, and mixed with what Spencer was saying. Like, I saw it, and I honestly was like,
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play it. And then when you brought it up, it was like,
Oh, we've got it.
we've got to play it because
Yeah.
not that I care enough about this campaign Evolved remake to do it on my own, but to do it together, I knew was going to be a blast. And for you, for your first time, I was like, yeah, like if Colin is excited about it and wants to do it,
Yeah.
I'm all in.
100%.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take that away from Halo 1 too, because the Halo 1 campaign is amazing, especially as a kid.
And humongously groundbreaking in the
Yes,
video game world.
100%. And so many of the cutscenes stuck with me to this day, you know. So I don't want to put down Halo 1 in any way.
Yeah, that's a good thing to bring up. It's not that I didn't like Halo 1.
Right.
It was just at this point in time,
Is this what
another
we
Halo
wanted?
1 campaign
Yeah.
experience was not something that I was looking forward to.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that we've been through kind of thoughts before we played the game, what we were thinking coming into the game, Spencer, what would you review Halo Campaign Evolved as?
Overall, I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Interesting. Okay.
So,
Hater.
and yeah, I was thinking I've been talking about this for a while, but I need to really put all of my thoughts together on how I review things, and that's been my homework for a while. I'll get it done and actually, make
Better.
a criteria on why this, why that,
Yeah.
But 6 out of 10 felt right because they didn't change what makes this game fun, which is the crazy grenades and invisible elites chasing you, and just the funny Marines and all of that.
Sort
is
of the
just
chaos.
The chaos.
Yeah.
I'm always a big fan of the chaos, but I just felt like we didn't need this game. It didn't really add anything to the Halo experience. I thought the stuff the only thing that 343 Industries gave us was the bonus missions. So that's what I kind of was the
Halo
criteria.
Studios.
Halo Studios was these bonus missions, and I thought the bonus missions were just stupid. Again, fun to play together. If I were playing alone, I think I would say I did not like those bonus missions. So if I'm judging this game off of what they gave us, that's what I felt like that's what they had to offer, and I thought it wasn't good. The graphics were fine. I felt like Johnson looked AI to me. His weird teeth. I just was like,
I didn't
get
have as
that
much
they
of an
say-
issue with Johnson as I feel like you
I did.
definitely were bothered by Johnson.
Yes.
Because I am convinced they may say to me that AI wasn't used. They used AI. I'm like, I've seen the AI stuff, and I'm looking at this, and it's like, this is screaming AI. So and they changed the voice actors for no reason. They changed Johnson, and I get that I'm sounding like the
old
boomer.
curmudgeon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But and maybe it's just the nostalgia in me. When I'm coming into the game already thinking, why do we have this? And you're changing some of the things I loved, which don't really matter. But I will say they made the game a little bit more enjoyable to play because they like the hunters were more difficult. The elites are pretty funny. I missed the old wart and the dialogue they used to have, but they were still funny, and
Grunts are funny.
Grunts were funny, and I like that you could board the vehicles, even though they're made of paper. Like especially the tank. The tank was such a huge part
Yeah.
in the original game, and we got in it, and in like 5 seconds the tank was dead. Like it was just like that used to be. You take the tank through the whole mission of assault on the control room, or no, oh my gosh,
Was it not Assault on the Control Room?
yeah, oh yeah.
So
yeah,
do
it
you
was.
feel like
The
they
snow one.
changed the durability of the tank?
That everything was invincible except for the ghost and the banshee
Oh, okay, gotcha.
and the wraiths, like the ones that you could actually blow up as the humans. But
yeah,
your warthog was invincible, your tank was invincible. So
yeah,
it was just the yeah. So that power fantasy that you used to have playing Halo wasn't as
Yeah.
strong. But
okay.
so that's why I give it a 6 out of 10. I have a lot more thoughts, but I think we'll get to them
Sure.
that are more specific. But
I feel like it's worth mentioning. Animation is hard, and teeth are actually notoriously difficult to
Oh,
animate.
I
but
didn't know
the
that.
goofy smile. Then don't add the goofy smile.
I mean, so I guess what I'm saying is like it may not have been AI. They were just trying to do his smile, and teeth and mouths are really tough.
Okay.
So
yeah.
that's possible. That's it.
So yeah, I hope I'm wrong.
Because I would.
I
say,
also hope it's not AI.
Yeah,
but, like,
I didn't get the Gen AI feel. I just got the animating this face is kind of difficult, and they made it feel kind of stiff.
Yeah.
Was my thoughts about it.
yeah.
But they did it. Is what I'm saying. They did it in Halo 2 Anniversary. They made that game look perfect. I feel like we went back a step with this stuff.
We
and that's,
Well, now
we should
granted,
play.
they're in they're an Unreal Engine instead of Slipspace, and so
Yeah,
maybe they
it's a different
struggled
engine.
with the being in a different engine.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. It's not a straight 1-to-1 carryover for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. Like I think your thoughts on it are fair. Did you still feel like it was fun and worth playing?
Yeah. As a multiplayer experience, yes. Not as a single player. Yeah. If we played the Legendary, it would have been maybe another experience
Yeah.
because
We played on Heroic.
we did. Yeah. I feel like part of and we had to play because it was hard on Heroic.
Yeah.
Like and it wasn't that hard on Heroic in the original, I don't think.
Yeah.
But Legendary is when it gets nuts, and I've heard that they made it. So it may be fun to play a solo on Legendary just to see how difficult it is. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
but
Colin.
your turn.
Yeah. I would give it a 7 out of 10. I think it's a ton of fun to play together. My favorite was us doing like bringing our PCs over to your place and
Yeah, that
LAN
was fun.
partying it up. I think that feels like the optimal way to play Halo. The best of this game is definitely the co-op multiplayer components of it, which I've always been interested in the campaigns, and now I'm understanding why people were so put off by them not having multiplayer in Campaign Evolved. And so I think it was especially a lot of fun to play together at the beginning. I do think some of the fun novelty started to wear off later in the game. There were some cool missions, but a lot of them felt very samey. I think especially like the ship environments, or like when you're indoors, like there's not a lot of the rooms are very similar. Like it's not like I think it's easy to get lost because like this is the same room I was just in, right?
This corridor looks the same exact as the corridor before this and the corridor before that.
Yeah, exactly. I guess I'll start with some of the fun stuff. Co-op, obviously. I'm glad we turned friendly fire on.
Oh, yeah.
because that's where
Crazy that's even an option.
yeah.
If I'm being totally honest, I think that if we didn't turn friendly fire on, it would have made the experience 10 times worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those were the funniest parts of when we were
Yes.
playing.
Yeah. We had some really good comedic moments. Where you were shooting Spencer in the crotch and killed Spencer, and then the warthog fell from the sky and crushed you.
Yes.
It was
Yes.
great.
That
That was a
was-
great
That was
moment.
so funny.
was hilarious.
You shouting like red reticle for Nate, red reticle for Nate, and then you get on the ship, you're about to turn around and shoot us, and I shoot you, and I go red
Red
reticle for Colin.
And I think
good.
that this is to talk about what you just said with people being upset about no multiplayer. We could have had. I think we could have had the same experiences without the campaign, just playing multiplayer together,
Yeah.
which would have been fun. But
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, and so I think that's really good. I think a lot of the best of Halo feels like the organic moments that come about because of sort of the sandbox that Halo gives you to
Yeah.
play in. I think it looks great. I like the Unreal Engine look of everything. I think they did a really good job making the game look pretty. My favorite though were the outdoor areas because of kind of what we were saying, which is that like indoors, especially like the corridors, all look very similar. I liked the outdoor areas in the bonus missions. I think those were a lot more fun because it was cool and different and looked pretty.
and even different than the ones in the campaign. Too.
Yeah, exactly. So I liked those a lot. The flood mission was really cool.
Yeah.
A lot of the missions were cool. A lot of the cutscenes were cool and looked great. Cortana is I wasn't sure if how I felt about Cortana.
Yeah, were you going to say manipulative? I remember you said that as we were playing.
I was like,
Sometimes.
Cortana feels a little manipulative. But I think the other strength is like trying out new guns. Again, I think
Yeah, that
the
was cool.
sandbox of Halo is where it really stands out. Trying out a new gun, trying the needle rifle, and
Yeah.
and being able to use that on I don't remember if on the brutes. I think
Mhm.
where the
In the
brutes
bonus
are like
missions.
really tough in the bonus missions, and you get 3 shots on them with the needle rifle, and they're gone. And like so, being able to like mess around with different guns, fighting over different guns between us, like that was always a good time. And yeah, so I really liked that part of it. The meh stuff for me was you go into the level, you get to the end of the level, and then you do the same level in reverse. And this again, like very, very samey sort of thing, which to be fair, it is a pretty faithful recreation of the original game, and
Yes.
that was just game design to
Yes.
save on space. So I get what it is, but it also is, as a new Halo player, like that doesn't have like the same nostalgia factor for me.
Yeah.
So it's like I thought level design is very weak, but that's because the level design is old, and that's fine. Checkpoints, fine, but definitely there were a few checkpoints where you get sent way back.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty faithful too.
Yeah, which is fine. And enemy variety, I think, is the other thing that it sort of lacks. I'm curious, does enemy variety improve in later Halo games, or is it still pretty much the same?
It's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
You get the so the brutes are new to the bonus missions.
Yeah.
Brutes are in Halo 2 though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that those are the only enemy types I remember being added.
Are brutes?
Are brutes not till Halo 3?
I'm spacing right now because I know you fight Tartarus at the end of 2. No, you
Brutes are
fight.
in
You
2.
fight 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's basically the same
Yeah.
enemy variety throughout the rest of the
Yeah.
trilogy.
Which
Yeah.
I feel like it could do. Like, it kind of makes sense, I suppose, in the context of the world, but I feel like it could do with some more enemy variety for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think overall the weaknesses of this game, definitely variety, definitely, like, keeping the game novel as you play through it. And I think, I also think that it was a lot weaker for me in terms of fun when we were playing online together versus when we were in person.
Interesting.
And I don't know if that's just because we played first in person and then like it wasn't as novel playing it later. I don't know. Like
Sure.
it could be a number of factors, but that was just kind of how I felt.
Yeah.
But 7 out of 10, I think, is like it's fun. It was good. I had a great time with you guys.
Yeah.
I think that the game is cool. I don't know that I feel like I loved playing this game necessarily, because if I had played it on my own, I probably would have dropped off after like a few levels, because maybe I would have wanted to just finish it. But yeah, the multiplayer is definitely the strong suit.
Yeah.
It's interesting and cool hearing y'all's reviews, and because we are kind of talking about three different things at once here. We're talking about the original game, we're talking about the remake of the game, and then we're talking about the experience playing with us.
Yeah.
Yes.
The experience playing with us, I think I would give like an 8.5.
Yeah.
100%. I would
Lots
almost give
of
that
fun.
a 9.
Yeah.
With us. Yeah.
The remake of the game, I think also I would say an 8, 8.5, 9 in that range.
Yeah. As a remake, it's good.
They did a
Okay,
good
yeah.
job with the remake. There's a couple things like Spencer was talking about that feel off, or like, hey, it doesn't feel as faithful because now it's an Unreal instead of Slip Space, so there may be some tweaks there. But you go back to the original game, and it is like the repetitive nature of things and the lack of variety, and almost every single mission is you get into a point, you accomplish something at the point, and then you have to fight your way back out. And like you said, that's kind of just how games were back then, to save space, all that kind of stuff. So it's really hard for me to give it a score because
Yeah.
the experience,
Yeah.
I think, is I would rate very highly. Spencer brought up the necessity of this game. Like, you don't need it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, it's a cool piece of art, but like we can just play on the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Which I would imagine that this is a better experience than what's on the Master Chief
It
Collection.
is.
Yeah.
I wonder what the how much of a better experience.
Sure.
That's a
is.
great point. And I would be curious too. I was tempted actually to play the Halo 1
Yeah.
Master Chief Edition. But
Like there's an opportunity cost to making this game.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's like, okay, did you get as much improvement out of this over the original as you would have remaking a different one or making a new game?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And so, yeah, like I would echo pretty much all of y'all's feelings on it. I had a great time. Don't really think I needed it. I wouldn't have played it on my own.
Yeah.
Right.
I would have, and I think I would have been disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it brought a whole bunch of nostalgia back for me in terms of playing it. That nostalgia, the shine of the nostalgia wore off a little bit because of the level design, because of the things that you brought up. So it was an interesting experience for me, one that I enjoyed, and I'm really glad that we did. I just don't know if you took me back 2 weeks ago and you erased the next 2 weeks from my mind, there would be some really funny moments that I would have missed out on. But for the most part, I don't think I'd be that upset if we didn't do this.
Agreed.
So, question about the nostalgia factor. I wonder, do you feel like the nostalgia factor would be stronger playing through the actual,
Master Chief?
like
Probably.
Yes.
the remaster rather than the remake?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I wonder again about that like opportunity cost of
Yeah.
like, hey, the remaster gives you that nostalgia factor, maybe even more so than a remake does.
Yeah.
So,
The
Right.
only thing to bring up there is that if I remember correctly, the first one is not 3-player co-op. It's only
It's
2-player
not.
co-op.
oh,
yeah,
gotcha.
that's the biggest thing.
Are the other ones 3-player?
No, this is the first. Like you couldn't play with more than 2 players for any of the campaigns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so wait, would
except
we
for
be
maybe
able to do that
5.
on
I
Master
guess,
Chief
I guess
Collection?
not. No.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I guess we'll have
Yeah.
to look into that.
Yeah.
But
That's a great point.
yeah, thank
How did
you.
I forget? We'll take turns or something. We'll
Yeah.
pass the controller.
Well,
Because that's what we used to do when we
I'm sure
die. You
there's
pass the
mods,
controller to
too.
somebody.
Like I'm
There's
sure we
probably
could. I'm
mods.
sure we could find a mod that would allow us to do 3-player
Yeah.
Yeah.
campaign.
Okay. So some questions to dive a little bit deeper into what this experience was. Colin, never having played campaign or Combat Evolved before,
Yeah.
what were some things that kind of surprised you, or things that you were like, oh, I didn't know Halo was going to be like this?
Yeah. I honestly, I mean, I've talked about this already. The level design kind of surprised me. I don't think it should have surprised me as much as it did.
Being a 2001 game.
Yeah, being a 2001 game for sure. I think one thing that it surprised me was the comedy in it. Like I think there's like a really nice splash of comedy, even beyond like the organic moments that we create, but like the dialogue between some of the enemies, the grunts running around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the cutscene where Cortana teleports Master Chief and upside down, and he falls, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, that was my bad." And so I think I was kind of surprised by like, oh, okay, there is sort of a silliness to Halo that I didn't quite realize was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about you? Having played it before, was there anything that surprised you playing this one?
Yeah, I think having the Flood Hulks, the Hunter Flood was surprising. Surprising that the library mission they kind of fixed. That was a nice surprise.
Yeah.
It felt like it was more enjoyable.
It didn't feel like the drag that
Yeah.
it was in the original.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about the library mission, and I feel like I barely noticed it here,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
Right. And I think the weapons, like you were saying, to use the SMG, and they did a good job at giving you different loadouts throughout the mission that were
Even-
useful. And it changed it up a little bit.
come into a mission with a particular loadout, you make some progress, and you die, and you come back, and your loadout's different.
Yeah. And it was like with the library, for example, you were given the shotgun, and I can't remember if that was in the first mission or not, or the original. But it's just some things that make a quality of life better.
Yeah.
that they did.
Which touches on another thing that I appreciated about the bonus missions, which was that they had all sorts of guns just all over the place for you to pick up.
Oh, yeah.
So you could try different stuff. I liked that a lot.
Yes.
Oh, and really quick, the last mission was surprising too. They changed it a little bit with like how to drive the Warthog, and I maybe
was
just
fun,
remembering.
too.
Yeah, that was really
Yeah.
fun, and I could be remembering it differently, but I just was like, oh, I remember it just being the straight line that you're just kind of going off jumps, and it was a little more easier to get to the end. And this one
Yeah.
was tough.
Added to
Yeah.
the chaos.
Yeah.
We kind of struggled to get
We
through
did.
it a
We
few
did.
times.
We really
We
did.
did. What? And this kind of touches on a topic that we talked about with Avatar: The Last Airbender. What do you want from Halo moving forward? Like, what
That
do you
is
think
the
the next step
question.
is? Having played Campaign Evolved, Colin, you as a new player, Spencer and I as people who've played this series for a long time, like, what do you want from Halo moving forward?
Are you asking me first?
Yeah.
Because that was the question I underlined like 3 times. It's just like, what do I want? And I think at the end of the day, after thinking about it this morning, I think unfortunately that Halo should be done. I think that the original plan from Bungie Studios was we're making 5 games and then we're done. So I personally think that if you're doing Halo, I think Master Chief is just kind of done. I think you can do stuff with maybe the kind of the storyline of Infinite, where you have the brute chieftain and everything, and maybe you can have, but then it wouldn't be the same without Master Chief. It's just to me, I think that they have just milked this IP dry. So I think I as much as I love Halo, I don't know what they could do to change my mind about that. So I love the games that we have, and I think that we could use something else.
I feel like I've got to ask, having not played the later games, does the story of Master Chief kind of wrap up at the end of Infinite?
Let me think. No, it does not, because
Oh.
it was
So you're
definitely
saying-
a cliffhanger.
You're saying that Master Chief is done just because.
Just because they had
It's played out.
It's
Okay,
played out.
gotcha.
Like they haven't proven to me.
I
that
wasn't
they-
sure if you were spoiling something for me. So.
Oh, I see. No. They want to keep
Master
milking
Chief
this.
dies.
Yeah, they want to keep milking this, but they
Yeah.
haven't proven to me since Halo Studios, since 343, that they can make something that I think is an awesome game. Infinite was really close, and it was a great idea and pretty fun. But like, for how much I love the story of Halo and story games, I haven't felt like they delivered. But I hope they change my mind.
Yeah. So you said enemy variety doesn't change much. Do you feel like the games feel more varied? The later games feel more varied in the campaigns, or
Infinite does.
probably more so than Campaign Evolved because it's because it's older and the level design is older. But like,
No, really, like between Halo 1, 2, and 3 are all pretty much the same.
Oh, okay.
Halo 4 introduces
The
some
dive.
new stuff.
Yeah. The
Uh-huh.
four.
And Infinite is not completely different, but is pretty different.
Yeah.
And we're not going to talk about 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, personal opinion would be that I think what Halo needs, like as a new player coming into it, I need to see more variation in gameplay. Like I need to not feel like I'm going in and doing the same thing for 5 hours. And I think you either need to have a lot more variation in gameplay and campaign and everything, and like make it a more interesting concept to work through, or you need to just lean super heavily into the sandbox concept of it. And like I don't know if that means just like reworking how campaigns work entirely. I don't know if that means just leaning far more heavily into multiplayer. Like the organic pieces again being the strongest part of this, you have to lean into that, or you have to provide enough variety that people don't have to bring their own entertainment to the game.
Interesting.
I may push back on that a little
Okay.
bit.
Do it.
Yeah, I guess I feel like
You're going to push back on the noob who doesn't know anything about Halo. Idiot.
Know your place.
you know your place. No, because I guess then I would say that's why I say Halo should be kind of done, because I think that that this game was magical and they shouldn't change it, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, like if they are going to move forward, I don't mind having the same rinse, I don't know, maybe rinse and repeat, but like just the same gameplay loop, because it is about what it creates, which is that chaos and fun.
Yeah.
That like I don't think they should change that. What I love is that it was this really cool sci-fi story that just gripped me. I love thinking about it. I love what they've created. So yeah, that shouldn't change. The first person shooter, I can't think of a better one really, as far as like that I've played recently. It was just I love the shields and the headshots and whatever, and the weapons, and so I just don't think they should change it. And so I don't know. I just think it was perfect, and then let it die and create something new. I guess I don't know.
So I guess I'm
don't
coming
know how I
partially
feel.
from the perspective, I guess, of like just evaluating this game and like looking at the design of it and being like, okay, I think for this to be more fun, this is what needs to change. Also from the perspective of they're not going to let it die.
Oh, no,
They are
You're
continuing
absolutely
to
right.
come out with games. They built this in Unreal Engine as basically a
test.
prototype
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
future Halo games. So like they are going to have future Halo games, and I think to grab people like me who are new to this, don't have the nostalgia to like want to play this, you've got to like, yeah, the story. I think the story has to be really good. The story has to be gripping. And I don't want to feel like the going through a level is a drag, I think. And I think it feels a little bit like going through a level is a drag, and so not everyone has friends that they can play with. And I think
Great point.
not everyone is going to be able to lean on those organic moments
It's a great point.
to enjoy this game, and they are going to struggle to capture that demographic of people who don't have a set of friends that they can play with or a partner that they can play with or whatever, if they don't make the actual like campaign gameplay loop a little
More
bit more
engaging.
engaging.
Yeah.
Yeah, and really quick, I that's why I want to play the rest of the games with you.
Yeah.
I think somehow we should figure it out where
Yeah.
we swap controllers, something, so you can play.
I'm sure.
And
Yeah,
how
let's
it,
find
it,
some mods.
it,
Like,
it really jumps another level once
Yeah.
even you get to Halo 2.
Yeah.
And Halo 3 even bigger jump. You know,
Yeah.
it's just it gets better and better after every game.
yeah, I am super curious if I would feel differently. Obviously, again, beating a dead horse here. Like, old game is old. Like
Yeah.
old level design. I'm curious if I would feel differently after playing through a few more games.
Yes.
So yeah. So what are your thoughts then, Nate, on that? Like, do you what do you need to see from Halo?
It's really interesting because I kind of agree with Spencer. I totally agree with you where they're not going to let it die.
He agrees with me more.
Dang it.
Loser.
As much as I do think that Halo as an IP caught lightning in a bottle in the early 2000s and was the thing. And it was every young kids who likes video games would go to their friends and play and all this kind of stuff who had Xboxes. Sorry, not to leave you
It's
out of
fine.
the wrong. I do think that there is a time for those kinds of things to be left in the past. They're not going to let that happen, though, especially in the video game industry right now where everything is so volatile and they are not. New IP can
It's
really
much
struggle.
safer
Yeah,
to
you're absolutely right.
build on old IP.
Exactly. I definitely think that they need something to bring variety to make it more engaging. I don't know if it's something that me as a person, me as a gamer has changed, but the old FPS game campaign where you just go through a mission, shooting everything, and you're done. Like, that just doesn't do it for me as much anymore. You need something else that is brought to the table, whether it's the sandbox nature of things, whether it is even, I know that they just recently canceled the Halo Battle Royale that they were making, but the Battle Royale, the extraction shooter, the multiplayer is what brings that sandbox nature to stuff and makes it so engaging and makes it so fun. How do they take...
Not to say that they should follow the trends because they're going to start following a trend that's trendy now and then in 5 years.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like they need to find a space where the campaign... And they were trying to do this with Infinite, because I don't know if you know much about Infinite, Colin, but Infinite is open world, basically.
Okay.
And is very much like Breath of the Wild, where there are points that you capture, and there are side objectives and missions over here, and there's this over here, and there are these enemies over here that I'm just
people
gonna...
like it?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
It was interesting. So I think if they were to try to take that and iterate on it a little bit, where it was very sandboxy with... And they were able to tack a good story on it, I think that would be great. I just don't know if they can do that.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of a cop out here. I think they need to innovate. Like, I think it's hard to say exactly what they should do, because I think they need to come up with something new and fresh for Halo that feels like Halo and is different enough. Like,
It's tough.
and so it's easy to sit here and be like, hey, you need to innovate, because it's not my job to sit there and like
And innovate.
innovate. But like I feel like that's what this is going to need in order to move forward
and survive and be good.
Yeah, because I think even like really strong IPs are struggling right now. If you are not both appealing to new players and appealing to your old base.
Yep. Good point.
Yeah, but Gears of War, they're not really innovate. Like, I'm curious to see your experience. I'm so excited to hear your
I'm
thoughts.
so pumped to play E-Day with you.
Yeah, because I don't know anything about it, but it seems to me that they're kind of doing the same thing, where it's the same kind of type of game, but it's just, if you love it, then keep it running, I guess. And I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what they can do.
That's a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
But definitely an area to explore there.
Yeah.
Can I ask real quick, because we said we'd touch on this?
Yeah.
What
Transition between Bungie and 343.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you guys talk to me
I'm
about
going to
that a
go
little bit?
first.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've been talking too much. So yeah.
No.
Yeah, shut up, Spencer.
I loved Halo 4.
Okay.
That's
I loved it. It was the second Halo game that I played on release, the first being Halo Reach. Halo 4...
Was it 3 Reach 4?
Yes.
Okay.
3. Yeah, ODST Reach 4.
Yeah. I never played ODST.
Okay.
Maybe I should. I am the kind of guy, I was the kind of kid where when my favorite sports teams came out with new uniforms, that excited me. I was like, oh, this is so cool.
I mean, yeah, you're still that kind of person.
I'm still that guy.
Like we were talking about that when MLB started doing their City Connect jerseys.
Yes,
and you're
I
looking
love
at the
the City
Rockies one.
Connects.
I also like the City Connect ones, but yeah. Anyways,
So Halo 4 was, they introduced a new enemy type, with new weapons. And I was like, I love these weapons. They were futuristic. They were light based, which was really cool. And I could not get enough of, I'm going to get the light rifle, the light beam rifle. I'm going to get the light shotgun. And even though it was definitely a shift from the original trilogy, I ate it up. I loved it. I know that a lot of people don't feel that way about it. Now, granted, after 4, 5 was a disaster.
Yeah.
5, like I said, we don't need to talk about 5 at all. So
I feel like that means that I need you to talk about 5, but
It was bad.
it was bad. And I'll transition to Spencer there for your thoughts on between 3 Reach and 4 and how 343 handled things.
Yeah, no, I love that you loved 4, and I'm glad that people loved 4.
he loves that for you.
Yeah, no, and like, because I sometimes hate how much I need things to be the same, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, they can't change Halo. Halo's Halo. And so I just, I'm not saying that it really changed Halo too much, you know?
Because it didn't.
But it didn't. Like, the only thing I would say is like, what, like, the foreigners are supposed to be dead. Who's this guy? All of a sudden there's a foreigner. That's breaking
4 runners,
4 runners.
not foreigners.
No, I'm sorry. I'm slurring that. Which,
Oh, gosh.
we were playing anyway.
Yeah, wait,
But
what?
it was the roads. These foreigners
Yeah.
need to learn how to build the roads.
Yeah.
As we're taking the warthog through the jumps of
Yeah.
of Halo.
4 runners.
Four
Four
runner.
runners.
Yeah. But I thought the yeah, so the Didact, I think his name was just like was different. They changed the design of the elites and they looked silly. To me, to answer your question, 343 really struggled, in my opinion, on their graphics. And specifically, I think of like some of the explosions. I know that's so nitpicky, and people probably don't want to hear this, but it's just like they have like this like ship, one of the Covenant ships just kind of blows up and it's like pew, like this little explosion, and there's nothing. It's just like they've deleted the image of the carrier and then just replaced it with a boom,
Okay.
you know. And I thought and some of the the Covenant just felt like a joke in that game. And it didn't line up with the
So
story.
like writing
because,
wise,
yeah, writing wise, all of a sudden we're fighting the Covenant again. We're fighting elites after the third one. We just made an alliance. How can you explain to me? Then they didn't. They just glazed over it. That we're fighting the elites again because that's Halo. You know what I mean? Like not even brutes. So I
you feel
guess
like
I
it
narrow in on these little stupid things that shouldn't matter, but I do.
do you think it could have benefited from some innovation and variety?
I know, that's why I'm saying I'm too this old head that like I can't get over myself on
Yeah.
the
Well,
things I love.
but like what you're saying is that like they felt like they had to stick to the Covenant enemies even when it didn't make sense with the story because they couldn't just do new enemies. It's like, well, why not just?
Well,
But
they
they
did.
did.
So the
Oh, okay.
so it's kind of like how, and not exactly, but it's kind of like how in 1, 2, and 3 you have the Covenant and the Flood.
Yeah.
In 4 you have the Covenant and the Forerunners.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and then but 3 you had the brutes and that made sense, but they have this enemy, the Banished from Halo Wars. Though that's a good direction I think that they could go because it's still following the timeline of Halo where the Covenant fractures and they've got the brutes and the prophets versus the elites and the humans, and it's already going this great direction.
Yeah.
And I think they could still add the Forerunners and have the Didact and stuff, and that stuff was cool, but it's just I didn't like that twist where we were back to fighting our homies, the elites. And so anyway, that was such a tangent, but like from 343 to from Bungie, I just felt like they lost some of the animations, which I've heard they struggled because it was like they had this core group of people at Bungie that knew how their software worked, how to animate everything, and they had it dialed in. And so when they switched it, it was this like older stuff. You guys would know more, but it was just they didn't really. they weren't in tune with it as much as
Yeah.
the original team, and so that's why they pushed so hard to switch into Unreal, because this is some outdated stuff. So anyway, I felt they struggled with that, and they all the original 5 just felt like they were incredible stories. And,
Yeah.
and things were just cohesive, and everything made sense, and it was great. So
Yeah. Which, honestly, just as a side tangent, must be kind of nice as a game developer. Like, you don't have to refactor a whole code base if you hate the technology that was in. You just build your new game in a new technology. As like,
Well, I wouldn't say that must be nice. Like, I'm sure there's tons
no,
of stuff.
but like, I don't know. Just as a software engineer, it's like, okay, we built this code base in this technology and it sucks and I hate it and it's going to be this way forever. And it's like, no, I'll do something new for the next game if you really want to. Anyways,
Sure.
Yeah.
there's something nice to that.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, one last question. We asked it last time as well.
Yeah.
Is Halo back?
No.
I
Not
don't
with this game.
I don't think this game brings it back.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of a fun, cool, neat thing to do. Like, this game doesn't make Halo any more relevant, I don't think.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It brought back the nostalgia of playing with my friends, going through that
Yep.
sandbox, having the chaos and the funny moments. And I am hopeful, like when Halo Studios announces their next project, I will be interested. I don't know if I guarantee that I'll be excited about
Yeah.
it, but I'll be interested.
Yeah.
I don't think Halo's back at all. And
Yeah.
I think it probably should never be back, but they won't let it.
Avatar
They
is
won't let
back
it.
though.
No.
No, Nate said there's
We
one
gotta say,
more
at
movie, one
point-
more.
At one point, we've got to say something's back. I know we're only
We're
two.
only
into
two
We're
it.
waiting.
We're
Yeah,
only two
we've
in.
got to
Two
keep this
in.
going. We got to ask
Yeah.
this at every
Yeah.
every end of the episode.
Yeah.
Well, it's just
Is it
for
back?
new IP.
Is Mina the Hollower back?
Never left. That would be his yacht club back.
Is Yacht Club back? Yeah, for sure.
Any last thoughts that you want to give about Halo Campaign Evolved? Or Halo, I guess, in general.
No, I think
I think
talked
I think
enough.
we got through it. Like, it was fun. It was cool. It was a good experience. And I don't think I can say that necessarily translates to like a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
sure.
Good point.
yeah,
Yeah,
would I
Well-
recommend it? Maybe.
If you have friends that you screw around with and can
Yeah.
have fun with, yeah.
Yeah.
Would I recommend it to everyone? No.
No.
Would I recommend it to play on your own? Definitely not.
Yeah.
the one thing really quick, we in that silent cartographer mission, we totally killed that elite before the doors closed. We totally did. We threw like 10 grenades in there, and then the cutscene happens, and he's alive.
Ugh,
What the heck, guys?
dude?
Come on.
That's just one thing that Spencer really wanted to let everyone
I was so
know.
Yeah.
bottom line. You need to know this.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cool. Well, hey, thanks everybody for watching and listening to us talk about Halo. It's an IP that's near and dear to my heart. I'm glad that we were able to do this. I hope that y'all learned something about Halo or are interested in Halo yourselves, and this gave you a little bit of insight into maybe what's going on in the franchise and kind of where it might stand a little bit right now.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what they come up with in the future.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Sick.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching. Give us a like and subscribe if you
Smash that like button.
Sma-
Ring that bell.
ring the bell, and we'll have a couple new episodes coming out over the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Awesome. All right.
Okay.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.